Right, let's have a look at Austin's portfolio. He's one of my students. Good news today, he's just been admitted to architecture school. So, from what he told me, there's like 1 out of 5 people get in. So, again, top 20%, right? That's what you need to understand when you're building up a portfolio for any architecture school out there, right? Because it's like your insurance that you are starting your education the right way, and it is going to get you into architecture school. I could say top 5%, but that would put a bit of pressure because at the end of the day, it's architecture. It's you could call it subjective in a way, right? Okay, so let's have a look. So this is the cover, just a very broad look first, and then we will delve into details. A bit on constructed perspective, very good. Composition, very good, very nice. Structural systems. This is his hobby, drone footage, right? Organic architecture. A bit on interior design, more sketching. Again, his education, his background in engineering. Technical drawing. Product design. Yeah, the model of a house, a bit of urban landscape design, a bit of the conceptual stuff, more on technical, and architecture history, and part 2 of the model for the house. Alright, so the gist of this is that you need to have, you need to answer the question, why? Why you? You could say that, education is like a business. Obviously, they're interested in having as many students as possible, right? Because it's, you obviously probably have a student loan, or it's a private school or whatever. But again, why you? Why should they let you in and not somebody else? Well, the correct answer to this is that you are well-rounded. So you have all the qualities, right, to be a good student. Not a good student as an obedient student, but a good student as in you know your stuff, you've got these skills. So what are the qualities that you need, and how do you tick the boxes? Well, we can start from, again, a really high-level perspective and then zoom in. You start from thinking this way. You need to be both artistic and technical. And the skills that you get from these two, you get them basically by drawing and studying freehand drawing and technical drawing. These two need to be applied in design. Okay, so architectural drawing, you can feel it has this thing about it. Like you look at this and you don't know what it is. It's artistic, it's technical, it's both, right? It should be both. Right, all these perspectives, these constructed perspectives. This is an axonometric, but it still looks, in theory, a technical drawing, but it still looks very artistic. Okay, so that's the gist, right? And let's get into detailing. Constructed perspective, very good. This is a prism house, very good. An interesting, modern house here with a cantilever. Obviously, there's a lot of theory into this, to be able to create stuff like this, you need to know a lot of things and be able to, take them forward. I won't talk about layout as much because I know, from experience that we worked on these sheets there. They're like A2 or A2 or B2 format. So B2 would be 50 by 70 centimeters. So obviously, when you're used to drawing and designing like this, you don't need to think about too much about layout because you just throw in some scans and surprise, it looks good and you don't know why, right? You just can throw in 1, 2, 3 scans of your sheets and just a bit of text and it still looks good, and with a simple border, right? So obviously drawing and a portfolio like this needs to have the drawing part and then the text. The drawings, obviously, they go through different themes, which again are part of the things you need to know, right? So you are well-rounded. If you're missing out on them, So for instance, you don't know architectural composition. This is really bad because the architectural composition is quite essential. But let's say you don't need, I don't know, drone footage. Yeah, this is not drawing necessarily. Interior design, let's say, you go to architecture school, don't need to know interior design. Well, you kind of do, because one thing connects to the other. You know this stuff. You obviously know a bit about the exterior of these buildings, and so on and so forth, right? They build up on one another. Obviously, here we are talking about text. This is written. This is the type of thing that you write after you've got the images, right? Because you create kind of a narrative. You answer these 4 questions: why, what, how, and what if. And obviously, having a very straightforward answer, like an honest answer, not going, I want to go in, I created these drawings because they're beautiful. That would be basically bullshit. And nobody on this earth has any more time for bullshit, right? Especially architects. As a note, if you're describing a project, if you're using the word space, then it's bullshit. Don't use the word space, right? This is a spatial layout for a space that, no. You need to basically describe what's happening here. Obviously, you create a narrative and then you kind of remove the useless parts and just stay with the core message of the specific, right, narrative at hand. In this case, a discussion about these drawings on a constructed perspective, which are constructed perspectives basically. Right, so our Prism House, very nice facades, zoomed in detail here, an axonometric, a perspective, constructed perspective, again facades, axonometric, perspective. These are different adaptations in different contexts for different types of housing, very nice. Composition is the essential element of architecture. It's so ridiculous, as I think 99% of students have zero clue about architectural composition. I've got a friend which basically tries to create all these weird organic architecture pieces, but they look really bad because he doesn't feel architectural composition. There's principles behind this, we won't go into that. This is a self-portrait composition, very good, with a drone, very nice image. This is a simple objects composition, very nice. The model here is like standing up for himself, right, very good. Yeah, very good. Structural systems, metal structure, very good. This is very good. This image here tells a lot. Facade, a section. The wooden gazebo structure, very good as well. Like a bit of development pictures, right, like work in progress until he got to this. This is very good. Drone footage, I won't get too much into this. These look impressive by means of the videos, right? Not that much about it. That could be your own hobby if you like weaving, or I don't know, something that's related to art. I wouldn't throw in. The thing is, you can do portraits and stuff, but they don't qualify as architecture, right? You need to understand this. If you want to be good, you need to have this sort of stuff. Like, look at the edges here. Look at this. This is perfect. The architecture, the architectural lines, very, very good. Right. Next, like, look at this. Look at this. This is so good. This is technical. It's perfect. With a bit of artistic as well. Little sweatshop over here, but yeah, all good. Right. So next, organic architecture. We obviously modeled a couple of in 3ds Max, a couple of iterations of just a standard building. We built up from some concepts of organic architecture, and then some 3D models of them, which create, like, again, a unique approach, right? This is stuff that you don't see too often, right? Especially if you're applying to architecture school, right? I'm not saying go copy this and do this because it isn't going to work for you. This worked because you did the previous stuff, right? The more conservative stuff. Okay, next up, interior design, very good, very nice quality visuals. You keep seeing all these basic architectural drawing on the internet is kind of a scam, because you'll see all these beautiful quote-unquote drawings, but they are what? They're this size, right? This is a 50 by 70 centimeter piece. This is a meter, this is like 150 by 70 in total, right? So there's a lot of information in here, right? This is the types of drawings that you want to create, large drawings that throw in a lot of information. And you can see everything here looks just perfect. You can't change anything. It's all exactly where it needs to be. Sketching, right? A bit of the weird, skulls composition is very good, like stuff that breaks the pattern, right? Because you need to show that you've got other stuff going. A couple more of the architecture history, a couple more of the entourage, very good. And by the way, all of this has been done from zero to complete portfolio in around, I think, 6 months. So it's very good. It's good. It's good. It's like a good performance over time, because obviously at the end of the day you need to have something that you hand in. Right, that's one thing. The other thing would be careful with the line drawing. Here, the line drawing, you can tell that it's not 100% where it needs to be, but that's fine. It still looks good. Engineering, you need to have models in your basically in your portfolio, physical models that you snap pictures of. This is very interesting. These work very well. If it wasn't for these, the portfolio would lose its creative edge, right? Technical drawing is extremely important, extremely important. You need to know this stuff, right? And these are some sections with the unwrapped volume, with a couple of axonometrics, very nice, very good. This is actually, it needs to be spin around like 90 degrees, but still very, very good. Product design, post and electric fill design, stuff that just shows that you're well-rounded, right? You study this stuff. Now we're going for the model of the house. So basically these are 1 to 50 plans with detailing for everything, right? So you see like everything's to scale, everything is making sense. It takes a lot of thinking and basically a lot of qualities to manage to get one of these drawings, because it's not like you start at 1 to 50 and it works. You need to go for different stages, from 1 to 100. Obviously concepts, these are the initial concepts, this is the initial model, very rough, right, until you get the idea. Urban and landscape design, very important stuff here, like a park. I think this could have been larger because it shows a lot of info, right? And obviously the tower here, I don't know if you particularly like this assignment. Again, you can see that somebody that knows how to do this, and then technical and everything, and the product design, it's impressive. It's like, how can you be 5 people in one, right? But this is the approach. Conceptual, okay, so weird stuff like a conceptual composition with these cylindrical houses, which are again unusual and quite good. Again, more of the technical drawing. You need to know stuff like this: standard axonometric, standard constructive perspective, etc. Architecture history, this looks very, very good. It's like a very in-depth study of maybe less of the hatching, but yeah, all good, all good. About Renaissance architecture, Gothic architecture, medieval architecture, right? The Baroque and Mannerist architecture, very good. The hatching here is a bit off. It's just weird, but other than that, it's quite good. Right, and the model of a house, I remember when we did this, this is a constructive perspective, an interior perspective, very good. Obviously, this took a bit of time to put everything together, right, to create the model. Remember, we drew in AutoCAD the cuts. These are actually laser cut, right, and engraved, right. So you've got basically a huge, not necessarily a huge sheet, an A4 sheet. 1 second. Of plexiglass, and then obviously you've got the cuts for the pieces. Let's say this is a piece, it also can have like a different layer, the engraving. So it's got these cuts that just don't go in, they just scratch the surface, so you get the effect of millions, of the window not being a whole piece but actually made out of different parts. Very good conceptual model. It could use a bit of texture for, like, let's say one of these parts here. It could be out of a different material, but that's fine. Right, and the cover is very this looks very good. I mean, if I'll go for my subjective interpretation of this as a tutor, if I would have to qualify the author here or not in a bit. But this approach of like having something that's abstract but relevant but weird as in it's geometrical, kind of intrigues you. It doesn't need to tell a story in that way. It needs to tell a story in the architectural way, right? And the fact that he's got like his name and his signature, this is stuff that makes a difference. You need to be like this, okay, to put yourself out there, right? So yeah, putting your name on it, and, like showing that you're willing to risk rejection, right? Okay, so let's have a look at this. Let me just go through the portfolio again, like as a tutor, right? So I'm not explaining anything. I'm saying what the author communicates, right? So looking at this, like, weird guy, like definitely talented, because you can sense that there's a lot of stuff here happening, and this is interesting. Negative space, yeah, interesting, and yeah, definitely puts himself out there. Yeah, very good. Architecture portfolio, very nice. Let's see. Oh yeah, very good. This is obviously architecture qualities here. Yeah, this is yeah, very good. Very good for somebody that didn't go for first year, because this is first year stuff. This is very good as well. Very good graphics and concept. Oh, architecture composition. Yeah, very good. Yeah, this is definitely very expressive. Yeah, and like the text obviously is very well written as well. Oh, this is interesting, like a very technical person. We're talking about a technical person right now. Okay, very good. Yeah, but it's starting to be artistic as well. So yeah, interesting. Very rare combination to be both. As a personally, try to not label yourself as one or the other. Just you need to like everything, right? Don't make mental categories of stuff. Okay. Yeah, right, so yeah, this is very good, very technical. Yeah, very good. Okay, hobby, right, very good. Oh, this is exotic. I haven't seen this, any time. Whoa, what's this? Why studying on organic architecture? This is Model 3ds Max. Oh yeah, impressive. Whoa, qualities. This is rare. This is software. This is second year. Right, oh, whoa. Like complete paradigm shift. Like here, you had like the software guy, and now you've got the interior designer. Very good. Yeah, quality. Okay, this is not bad, definitely putting in an effort to basically make things in a different way. Okay, yeah, again, technical person, very good, with study and like the whole approach of like basically turning the object around and like seeing this from different angles, and like the facade and the frontal view, sorry, with dimensions and the layout. Very good. Okay, technical drawing. Oh, very good, very smart. Somebody that knows to draw this isn't somebody that needs to, have the same crit explained 10 times in a row. They kind of get it. Very good, smart. Okay, yeah, maybe not the best graphics, but again, yeah, it's different. It's electric drill. Personally, I would have made this larger. Right? Yeah, very good. Okay, so yeah, plan of a house. Very good. Very smart. Smart. It's good. All tutors in this world want smart students. What does smart mean? It's the opposite of stupid, right? So stupid means you're complicating your life and the lives of others. So for a tutor, that is like you ask the same question 20 times in a row, right? If you do that, chances are it will complicate things, right? It will be uncomfortable for you and for the tutor, right? Architecture tutors are like this. They want you to basically, they transfer the information to you, and then you put it out there. You apply everything. If you get like for a feedback sheet 5 elements, you apply just 3 of them, you selectively apply, that's probably one of the worst things you can do, right? Don't be an artist. Artists are very boring. Artists are so boring. They're boring because they're predictable, right? You want to apply all the feedback like Austin did here, because you can tell that somebody that does this, and obviously it's the same drawing style, so it's not faked, it's 100% real, right? Somebody that does this is actually knows how to, they have the work ethic, right? And the qualities because of that. You apply your own feedback, you apply the feedback, and then you add your own twist to it, right? Your own personality, right? Because you do want to be like that, not just like a monkey. It just repeats, right? Okay, very good graphics, interesting, different approach, definitely, different stuff, experimenting, very good. Conceptual, okay, weird, kind of anxious, but very good, interesting. Like each one of these sheets just says a a special something, right? It's just different. Right? Very good, like very clean layout for the portfolio. We got like 2 strips and then a lot of stuff. Very good. It's like, oh, this is so good. It's like common sense, you know. Like the student just communicates things efficiently, and the material is very high quality, right? There's like no like corner of this portfolio which is fluff. Like if you would have, you know, cancel this and throw in a portrait, and say it's a portrait of my grandmother. She meant a lot to me, or something like that. You know, that would just not be the right thing to do, right? And obviously, because of the way the culture in the world is, nobody will tell you this, right? They'll just go, yeah, you know, well, we'll call you, or like, yeah, we've got a lot of candidates, and yeah, obviously we'll book you for the second session of interviews or whatever. They'll politely lie to you, right? They won't say, no, this isn't good, right? Which again will cause even more trouble for you, right? This is very good, a bit hairy hatching, but it's very artistic, very good. And this is very, very good. This is exceptional. Like it's a very in-depth study, and you can see that the author, like, yeah, very good, right? Yeah, again, a model, impressive, because you see like the ideas being thrown there all the way, right? So if I would to rate this, right? So by standards of the UK, this should be like a 72. So that's an A, right? This is definitely an A. Very good stuff. A plus, I don't know. You need to leave the. Probably an A plus would be a weird design, right? So something that isn't just like a booklet. It would be like something that you unwrap and you, I don't know, something that's too much. Sometimes too much is too much. But this is definitely an A. Very high quality material. The author has all these skills. Complete surprise. Each page, you flip the page and you don't know what's next. Right? Very good. Good graphics, good technical understanding, and yeah, ideal candidate for any architecture school out there. Right.